Man, I hope this. Oh, this is good. Oh, this is good. I hope this is good. Hello, 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 hello. I hope this is good because this stuff gets ridiculous. All right, Scream is excellent. Good. All right, part two. Cool. Because the first one was kind of like, I don't know what the heck happened. Yeah, so as I was saying, I'm going to just show you the software setup that I have here. I'm going to show y'all some of what's on my screen and less of my belly fat because I had gained some weight and stuff. So yeah, I'm a fat back. Now, this here is called main stage, what I have up on the screen. I may not get into it, but what I want to do is just show you the difference between like worship chords or like CCM chords, which are very simple, right? So take something in the key of C, you know, starting out here. And I'm just going to use like this piano sound. So I have them layered. I got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sounds layered, but I want to start the first one. You can kind of tell because I got the deal up here, you know, on the screen where it just turns it up and turns it down, right? I'm actually using a piece of hardware. I'm using a few things. And of course, along with a foot pedal, what we got here, this mic doesn't seem, can't hear me. Let me see. Oh boy. This is so silly, man. Come on, there's always something, man. I hope I don't even think the keyboard is coming through properly. It's supposed to be keys, but keys ain't doing nothing. Monitor off. I hope this is working. I don't know why this wouldn't be working, but we'll see what happens. I'm gonna stop the stream and come back. All right, let's see what happens here because I am not getting anything here. Stop this and come back. All right, hopefully, I don't even know anybody can see me. Hopefully they can. Hopefully you can hear what I'm doing. I don't know why it's just not, this keyboard here isn't showing up on the screen. It's supposed to, so you could see what I have going on here, but I ain't getting the tech demons tonight. Yeah, I might get no output from this, which is really strange. But I don't know if you can hear me. Hopefully you can. Hopefully you can. I'm gonna try this one more time. I'm gonna try something else on the output. I don't know. This is very good software, free, but it's a pain in the butt. One thing gets messed up. I mean, you can probably hear this what I'm playing through the mic, but it's gonna sound so much better with the actual with the keys on here. Let me see something here. Main stage, right? This is it. This is it. I'm gonna come off here and then get off there and then come back on it again. See if it does anything. It didn't do a blessed thing. I don't know what's gonna happen. Let me know if you guys can hear the keyboard. So if you can hear it clearly, I don't know. Like I said, it's supposed to be on here, but we'll see what happens. So, anyways. All right, good. So we're good. All right, we're good here. I don't know if you can hear me. You can probably hear me yapping, but I don't know my keyboard. So I'm in the key of C. So what I'll do for the contemporary part, right? A lot of times in the key of C major, we're gonna just do simple chords, right? And there won't be a lot of moving around and stuff like that. You won't have a lot of a lot of crazy like thick and dense chord movements. A lot of the things are going to be spread out. So you could have like a melody like this, or or maybe I'll start here. Let me start here. Right. I'm gonna make up a lot of this stuff as I go along. Alright, so as I'm playing this, and this is good, like maybe somebody's talking, could be doing an alto call or whatever, or you kind of really went high and you went back down, and just play these three chords here. This is basically F major to a G, and then to an A minor, right? And they're very simple, but they're powerful and effective when you start putting other kind of harmonics and stuff behind it. And now you start playing this, right? And I'll start putting this in here. What I just added was this is a pad, right? This is called a bell something, pad bell something or the other. I don't even know what I wrote here. HOR and horror. I don't know what I put there, but it's a bell pad, right? So it's like a nice, you know, pad to pad underneath. You know, you pad in the chords. And what you can do with the piano part, right? And then you can add some delay on the piano, right? I got a lot of reverb on the piano there. But what I could do, I could add some delay, my friend. Okay, so not too much though. You don't want to kill it. You know, sound like kind of distracting, but you got to get a volume that's good, you know. Turn the computer on. See, just simple stuff, you know, and you give people a chance to kind of, you may want to pull on the keyboard a little bit. And what I like to do for stuff like this, because I'm using an expression pedal, right, to push the volume of the keys up. You can't see the pedal is on my foot, but I'll use like a shimmery kind of sound. Depends, you know, this one I like to build it up a little bit, right? Right. Very simple, all right. You know, you can do things like that just between the 4 and the 5 and the 6. All right, and then you have this beautiful pad in the background. You know, it's like a Yanni or John Tesh concert. Yeah, you know, has this like new age sound, but it kind of gets people in their mind and stuff. All right, I love this music, this kind of sound. I mean, sometimes I listen to stuff to help me to sleep, but it'll get you in that contemplative mood and kind of, you know, I don't want to sound too crazy with the brain waves, something I read somewhere, but it'll definitely get a person's mind to kind of get them ready, you know, for worship and get their mind on whatever it is that they obviously got, and you know what they need to get it on or get it off of whatever they have it on. All right, but it's very difficult to do without music. You just have somebody talking and just, you know, you'll see people in church with no music and, you know, just concentrate on the Lord and let's just try to just forget about what's going on. Just ignore the screaming, crying baby in the background and the kids running their mouths, and, you know, it's very hard to do with that, all that going on. But once you have a couple of pads there, you know what I'm saying? And it's so simple, you know? But it's how you hold it too. So you have the pads, right? And then like you also have, so I have this G on top. So I'm doing the G, right? Right? So between the G, and I can do da-na-na. I can go to the A, right? And so, what I do, and then hold the right, and I can like here, da 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 da. then back to the F. So within all of that, I'm creating like a little melody. And you don't want to get too crazy with your melody, because again, you're trying to create contemplative stuff. And the term, I hate looking at this other screen because I'm delayed. But the term here with the padding and stuff like that's exactly where where it comes from. All right, you got the padding that goes from, all right, the 4 chord, okay, and then it goes to the 5 chord, all right, and then you got the 6 chord. You want your sound to sound cohesive, even with simple chords. You don't want to be doing like F, right, with the C on top, and then jumping a whole octave, like or what's called a 7th from the, not even I'll see an F, right, and then jumping up a major 7th to go to the next chord. You could, depending on what you're doing, if you're building it up, but if you're trying to keep it mellow, so you got your F, the C here, and the major 7th, the melody. When I say major 7th, I don't mean the chord, I mean the melody. From C to B is a major 7th. So you play the F, and then go to G, and then go to that major 7th, and then come back, and then go to a 6th. It's a lot of this. You could, depending on what you're trying to do. I hate to say it, you can't. But when you're playing behind somebody, there's a couple of things. You want to get a simple progression. Playing behind somebody for like when I say a Christian contemporary kind of thing, because these chords work great for any kind of service. It doesn't matter who. They have the same effect on people. So 4, 5, 6 chord, right? So your 4 chord, again, I'm gonna play it open and not super close and dense or whatever. You do that when you're building up. There's room for that. But I'll play it open like this, all right? And I play this as F, C, and then A, D, G, or my right hand, right? So the way I'm doing it is that I'm gonna pull on some of these strings and stuff, pads, right? Just a little bit in the back, just a little bit, just a smidgen, just a little bit of pads. I love it. So you got that back there, right? Kind of going on, and I'm controlling the volume too with my foot pedal. Remember that. So you have this here, and then you could, all right, again. So from, and then I go here, G, D, A, D. Right, we do it. All right. You do this too, and then, right. This is a little dense, but you still have that suspended sound where the chords are kind of like, they're not being played as just perfect triads like a G chord or a C chord or F chord, F, G, and A minor, but you'll have them spread out, and then they'll have that suspended sound. So either you're involving an F and a G, right? But instead of playing it so close together, you might say F, C, G, right? Or suspended. I don't know. You can play like you can put the third in there and play like a G, C, and or G, C, A. I'll just keep it on A, C, G, right? So you have your F sus chord here, and then you have your all right. And again, you're paying attention to the chords 4, 5, and 6, or F, G, and A, all right. And then the next thing you would have after that is your movement to your 5, and again suspending it again. Okay. You can do that and then move to the 6. You play a regular 6 or just this harmony here sounds really nice. You don't have to do a whole lot to it, okay? But again, you're trying to get people's minds into stuff. See, notice what I did there when I jumped up. Something like that, right? So, all right, I'm not sure what I ended up on. Whatever I ended up on. What I'm trying to do, which I'm trying to show you, is that the melody has a direction. Like whenever you jump up in octaves and stuff, it has the sound that you have. You leave the kind of two octaves that you're playing in, right? I'm showing you, like you can see, you know, between like F and F, right? Or maybe these three here, right? All right. You may be playing in there, but when you leave and then you start thinning out the sonic space, and I say thinning it out, you have those higher pitched sounds, so it's not going to be as dense. You know, you're creating some kind of tension. So you might want to take somebody somewhere, and you know they feel like, okay, that's where they're going. You know, you might come right back down, because when you have lower sounds that you may play in your left, more towards the left of the keyboard, it creates a different kind of feel and stuff. So it gives you an out too if there's a transition, but this is why it's more lush. It's not as harsh. You know, because if you play the same chords up here, after a while it's gonna drive, you know. It will sound pretty for a second, but imagine me doing that like the whole time and trying to just continue to go and go and go. It's gonna be crazy, you know. Why wants to hear that, you know, crazy high pitched shrieking you know, keyboard like something's wrong with it. Because they can tell you to stop playing, because you're just going to annoy people. And I would stop, you know, because, yeah, I'm annoying people. I need to go home and just kind of practice the things that the guy in Gospel Progression University showed me. So as you're doing this, right, you know, you got this stuff going on, and you're playing, and you're walking up the scale, you're walking up. This is all your warmth and stuff. So you're in this mindset, right? So a lot of things I like to do, if I'm trying to keep people kind of like in that mindset, again, you can add all kind of things. I can add other types of strings, or add other kind of percussive elements to it. Like I can put up this bell here. And then you go 5 chord, and then 1 to the ba-na-na. Alright. And then she's open. I'm not super, I could do this, but I'm gonna kind of close it a little bit. Alright. Just kind of close it and say, alright, this is how I'm gonna stay at. Because again, you're kind of getting people into that, you know, that mindset, you know, the CCM kind of thing. And I say CCM just to give it a distinction, but really you do this in, you know, something I've been doing for years in church and whatever. And it kind of helps people. So you have this thing. You're not leaving and doing craziness and bugging out with the crazy jazz chords and whatever in gospel. Not yet. You can, but it depends on where things are going. All right, it's all sorts of things. Now, the simplest change you can actually do. You can, and I just played part of it there. You can play, I call it the John Williams. John Williams is a film composer. He wrote several films, I think, including Return of the Jedi, did Star Wars stuff, and a bunch of films. But I borrowed this from him, not necessarily him, but others who have. And this scale, I've spoken about it before, is known, and it's a scale that you're using. All right, the chord itself would be basically a G, right? A 5 chord over 5. Which screen to look at? I have 3 of them. So the 5 chord over a 4, right? Okay, now, a 5 chord over a 4, and man, it is warm. It is so warm in here. I'm sorry. The shadow from my light up there is probably hitting my man boobs and showing them off my moobs. But I'm sweating everywhere. Excuse me if you see them. See if you see it coming down my forehead. All right. Now, this here is a 5 chord over a 1 chord. And so, you know, also in my videos, they're all edited. But when I'm live, I have 0 chill. It's just me. I'm just a clown at times. But anyway, backing up, right? So we have the 5 chord over the 4 chord. All right, and this is the scale. It's really going to be F, G, A, B, C, D, E, and F, right? So no big deal. You think, well, that's just basically C. But the way you're playing it, you're playing the 5 chord from C over the F. So this is the sound that you have. Typically in F major, you're gonna have to turn on this reverb. You're gonna have some of that B flat, right? But because you're focusing around F, so give you some context. So you contextually you're playing something like this. Oh God. There's somebody crying. We need your spirit. I love you, Jesus. All right. And then you got you could do this. And then start the phrase over again, right? Then you gotta feel it. You gotta feel it. See, you have that feeling in you, and there's some delay there on the piano. I just put on that because I'm slick like that with the delay. And throw a little reverb on there, right? What you could do now, right? Once you have that going on, maybe a little bit too much delay, I don't know. You could introduce some strings, right? You slowly put it in there when you're playing. So, not even strings, it's a pad. It's a pad. You can change it. Right? And then again, the bell gives it a different texture, you know, so you have the bell in it. This is all in the key of C. Playing that Lydian. The real ones know what I'm talking about because I've spoken to Lydian in like almost all my videos. It's very, very new agey, right? I love it though, right? So you got that going on. And you got to think about where you're trying to go. So remember, this is all you're playing over here. You're just doing just the straight up, you know, white keys. You're not doing nothing crazy. Now we're back to our home base, right? So there's several reasons why you do this, right? You want to go back to home and you're telling everybody, well, we're done. Either the song is done or you're trying to move on. Home is always moving on, or we're I don't know. When I say in the church service, the way I look at it, and I say home, I mean the one chord, right? We're here, right? But I'm never fully settled. I'm at home, but I still got my shoes on. I know that may sound kind of corny, but what I mean is, well, it still illustrates it, even if it does sound corny. It still illustrates what I'm trying to say. So if you're home, right, you got your shoes on, and then after you playing all of that, you know, you're playing all of that, you could just notice this, right? A lot of suspension. I'm not giving it away with, so you don't hear this. You don't want to do that. That's for you know, that's for newbies. No, you know, even if you're a beginner, I'm giving you some expert, some advanced, semi-advanced, you know, techniques here. But if you want to play, you know, when you have that feel, you're home, right? But you're not home. You still got your kicks on, right? Still got the bell now, right? And now, because even like services, right? You starting out, you'll have. I can play this. I'm gonna mess up a lot, so you know. Right? So I can never get this arpeggio right. But the point is the arpeggio. This can set you up for something else, right? God is not done in here yet, and I'm gonna try to sing, but I'm gonna mess it up. But anyway, oh, the Lord is not through with us yet. He's not through with us yet. Oh God, He's not through with us yet. And you may want to go someplace else, right? You know? Look, I was showing you before, right? Same. All right, same thing. So another trick that I do to kind of, okay, we're done. I tell the musicians whenever they hear, because they know I'll do something like this. The 3 normally says we're done. So we're home. We came in the house and we kind of took our shoes off, but the shoes are still next to us because we're here, right? Doesn't mean that we're done yet. Like, the service is finished because the pastor comes up now. All right, bless the Lord. How many can say praise the Lord, whatever, right? I'm never good with reenacting these things, but you know what I'm trying to say. So the pastor may come up and say, praise the Lord, church, and then, so what you want to do, right? You're here. You don't want to go back here again. It's kind of boring because in 1 to 4 and with the 4 triad, I'm going to show y'all a pro tip. Walk up to it. So you want to do the 4, right? He may say, praise the Lord, church. Can say, I don't know what you came to do, but I came to praise the Lord, blah, 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 right? You may get into that. Again, with the suspension, I've spoken about that on my channel. And the real ones know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? So this here is G, C, D, and a G, right? My dog underneath. I don't want to stomp her when I'm hitting this pedal. So you got this over here, right? And you're still kind of keeping it, alive. But it's not, because if you hit that 3, so the 3 for F is A, right? It just says we're done, and it gives a different. Nobody's gonna sit there and give you a side eye unless they're a musician in the congregation. Nobody cares what you're playing. Everything sounds good to them, right? But what you want to concentrate and focus on is your suspensions, right? Whether you're gonna play in a key of C. You're gonna play your C suspended, right? Over here, or you can play it over here. Okay, either G, C, D, G, or C, F, G, C. And without getting into too much theory and stuff, why this works, everything is what's called a perfect. So it's either a perfect 4th or a perfect 5th. And that's why it sounds so pretty and it works so well. You either suspend here, or you suspend here or suspend here. All right. But the suspension is always avoiding that E. And there's nothing wrong with hitting it, like I said, but it has its place. So, and then maybe talking or whatever. And a lot of times, I've probably covered this as well too, but in the beginning of a service, I'll do yeah. Right, opening up, so it's the B flat. All right, in the beginning, and depends on where we go. Praise God, He's kept you all this week. I'm here to worship the Lord or whatever. Some of y'all just sitting here, just looking at me like I'm crazy, but God has done too much for me not to praise Him. And so you would want to, wait, I feel a shift in the atmosphere. Somebody give Him a praise. And then you hear. That has its place, right? So what all I'm doing there is using like harmonics that would work with C. All right, because when you learn all your keys and stuff like that, it isn't like, well, I'm playing C, so all the chords gotta match, just gotta be C. I mean, well, if you play F A over F A C, the F major chord over a C, well, it's still F, but it gives it a different feel than just the F in the root position, being F A C. If you played it in what's called its second inversion, this would be F in its second inversion, right? Although the C is all the way down here, because you can play it up here too. F root position, F first inversion, F second inversion. So no matter what, F second inversion, okay? Because C is in the bottom. But you can play that C other places as well too. Like I was gonna start to say to y'all, which with the what you call it chords, some of the exotic chords, if you want to get really crazy with it, you're playing this. When I say crazy, And if it's, this is something that is more theatrical, but it has its place. All right. For C minor, right? But what that is basically playing, or rather this. What that is, I'll slow it down. That is A flat, but if you switched it and you started here, you would get a different sound. You see how that changes the whole feel of everything? It's a C minor chord, but the C minor chord is the third chord in A flat major. And that scale that I just played is known as the Phrygian scale. So if you listen to a lot of metal, Gospel Progression University, I don't presume you do. I like metal. I like all kind of music. You'll hear that a lot. It's the Phrygian mode. That has a very dark mode. And it's like I said, it's more theatrical, more for different kind of genres, but it just gives you some ideas if you write music, you're coming up with different things, or for ear training. Okay, now that was just a free one on an aside, but I don't typically use that. But what I will use is, like I said, this scale here, which is known as, is basically F major. All right. So we can use it F major, or if we played it from the fifth of F, which would be C, it's really F mix C mixolydian. All right, if I just play there you go, C mixolydian. So that harmonizes because there's a C in the key of F major. You can think of it like that. And if we went to the key of, again, of E flat major, we have a C there, so we can play, we have A flat, we have B flat, we have E flat, all right? But harmonically, it would work. And then we can go right back to C major. There's one song that comes to mind you can think of, You are the Lord of the breakthrough, and we worship you. Something like that. So you use that concept behind that, right? And it has that kind of suspended kind of feel, because it would make sense if you played it in B flat. You would get, if you inverted the chord, you would get a B flat sus, and then you could bring the melody right back home. Okay, that's some ways of getting out of it. Now, if you wanted to kind of gospelize that, and do some other interesting things with it, we can cover some more crazy kind of scales there. But say you have that same thing in the key of C. Now let reverb turn the delay down, right? Yeah. So the same thing I was showing you before, right? And gospel is all about wanting to, like, moving forward. Now you can do this. See the difference in what I was playing before? I don't know how long you were on, because sometimes these analytics are straight up lying to me. But what you can do here is just play, and you add the flair by just playing the scales that I just showed you. So, for example, like C major, okay. And then in the key of C major, right? We have this chord here. So you want to move between, right? You're going up from G over B to C to go to F, right? That's the movement. But really, when you gospelize it, right? so what I'm doing here is using the 2 for F major, 2, and then go to the 5 and then 1. So, but what I did, I may or may not have played it explicitly, but again, all right. You can do play the A chord over a C. All right, you can play the A chord over a C. Of course, you can play a C chord. You can play a G minor chord over C. A. You can play. What else can you play? This B flat diminished chord over C. All of them would work to get to that F. The reason for that is because as you learn your scales, right, they'll help you to be able to move to different things in gospel. Now we're not talking so much about Christian contemporary, but the concept remains the same because all these things are all overlap. It's like layers upon layers, right? So what I mean by that is that, you know, we starting out with something pretty sweet and just, you know, right. You hear how subtle that changes the C sharp, and then it doesn't stick out. I can play it for it to stick out. I'm like, you know, and then go to the F, right? But you barely hear it because it works so beautifully with the harmony. All right. But it's how you, it's your sensibility. So, so you kind of, the gospel, you kind of, you know, riding with it. And that's another thing. So we can add that too. You trying to get some excitement. This is your gospel. Major minor walk up, C, you know, 1 major, 2 minor, 1 major, 2 minor, right? 2 minor, 1 major, 2 minor, right? All right, and you have that. So this works, right? Because of this scale here. So here's your scale. I'm going to show you. All right, you can start on, it's an 8-tone scale. Everything else is gospel, or all the other scales you've seen for the most part are 7-tone scales. The major scale is going to be a 7-tone scale. This one here is an 8-tone scale. All right. It's pretty slick. I like it. Right? Your diminished scale, that works. The particular one that you're looking at is called a half whole. So this scale is funny. It was banned. The church was like the Catholic Church. It was adding something to the Bible, but they got this idea with the diminished scale, the diminished chords being the devil's chords, because you know the devil, you know, he invented music. So somehow, because you know of the way the chord of the scale sounds, it's doesn't complete. And I think I think a lot of Europeans had a hard time using it in music, so they just said, we'll call it the devil's chord. And then, you know, it didn't become popular. I don't remember when it became popular, but they started at some point, sometime, adding it to music, adding it to church music, gospel, well, church music, I should say. And yeah, so you have that. But the diminished scale is an 8-tone scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so. All right, and out of those scales, out of that one scale, the chords, you can use them in a myriad of ways. They're great for minor chord progressions or major chord progressions, depending on how you use them. All right, but the chords are going to be C diminished 7th, and they're just going to go up D flat diminished 7th, and then E flat diminished 7th, and then they repeat. So there's only 3. So if you take this, the C diminished 7th is the E flat diminished 7th. It's the same as in F sharp harmonically, G flat diminished 7th, and A diminished 7th. All right, so you get these chords here are exactly the same. They're just inverted. because of the math. I'm not going to get into that math and bore you to tears, but let's just say this is a 4 chord and there are 12 keys. So 12 divided by 4 is 3. And that's all. That's as far as I'm getting into that. Right? So these are all the chords here, right? But this particular one is called a half whole. The half whole is because the pattern is 1, you go up a half step, you go up a whole step, and a half step, whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, ad infinitum. All right, but they work great for so many things, to create all kinds of tension. So again, if you have that, and you have your 5 chord, they wanna. It's like Christmas with the bells. All right, beautiful, love it. Another thing I want to show you too, another trick that I use is the melodic minor, right? To get me to where I'm going. So if I'm sitting in a service, okay, and I'm playing. Alright. And if I have like whatever I have going on with this, right? I mean, be sitting in the service and the other worship part of the service, you have this scale here. It is called the, I guess you can, yeah, well, yeah. 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 F melodic minor. We start on F. It's basically F major, but just F minor, or F major rather, but just it wouldn't be F major if it was F melodic minor. Basically, it is an F scale just with the minor third, which would be A flat, but it has the chord C in it, so magical, like ill elves, right? All right, and that's what you have. So your melodic minor scale, F melodic minor. So the F melodic minor works great, and you can use it any key. It's done all the time in gospel when you want to resolve to a 1 chord, or if you want to kind of keep attention up, right? So if you're playing something, right, Gonna tell your story, tell your story, tell your story, tell your story. Trapped in the closet, R. Kelly, whatever, you know. Right? Trapped in the closet. I do this trapped in the jail cell. Same thing what happened to P. Diddy over time, I guess. So you hear this, right? In church all the time, you know, you sound like this. So you're just chilling on that sharp 5, right? And it's beautiful because you can see how it kind of builds up, kind of makes you feel like, yeah, we're going somewhere, right? Right? You can do that too. Yeah, it depends on what you want. It's done a lot in jazz, but gospel we go up the half step. So, right, you can build it up. If the bass player would listen, anyway, have the bass player kind of bouncing that, right? This is like all you can use is the beginning of service or at the end of a song, right? Build it up, right? Now you can do again. Or rather, yeah, if you had a guitar player on top of that, well, so now I'm getting beside myself. But a guitar player would play a nice line using that scale. Remember, the scale is so. Okay, so you know you might do it. And I'll show you that chord again. Dum dum. You can walk up. So you can do, or rather, right. Is the you can do no. Yeah. Let me see. So yeah, there's a melody I could think to go with that. You could just do the same thing again, I guess. Right. So. Right. So yeah, with the chords and the things you're playing in between, right? It's 2, 3, 4, 2. All right. So. 2, 3, 4, right? Minor, and then 5, 1/5, right? What that's good about this, right? And if you do build up, right, you know, you can build up to wherever you want to go. But if, like, you know, Pastor comes to speak, you know, he's giving you the hand and the, you know, whatever, like to give you the hand and stuff like that. Not the finger, the hand. The hand is like, you know, all right, let's calm it down now. And you could do. So, all right, and now you're home again, right? And what I like to say whenever I'm home and stuff, you know, you're never taking off your kicks all the way, because with the home, you know, there's different things that you can do, right? You know, you're home or whatever. But this doesn't necessarily mean that you're done with all, you know. So you want to walk up, you know, right? You're here, you're playing that 3, right? It means that you're finished, but you kind of want to go outside and do something else, right? And then talking about whatever, you know. Sister God Rock's funeral is coming up in a couple of days, and we just want to remember Sister God Rock's family. But you know she's gonna beat the Lord, right? Some hope. And then he might get excited and start talking about something. Right? What's that? Nah. Rather. So yeah, all right. Let me not let my ADHD kick in. So, they have different things that you can do, right? And so now there's even things you can do at the end of songs and stuff, you know, like, for example, you know, you have all these, you know, these different scales and whatnot. But like, so let's take a song like this. Let me go over here. I was messing around with this earlier, just kind of kicking it with the song. Say the song, your church is singing the song, right? It's A flat major. All right. All right. So, you know, you got the song, right? Or rather. Rather. So you hear what I'm doing there, right? You have these different elements that added in, right? You have your the bell pads, all right? Because you're the only one playing. Remember, you got to make it sound full. You just got the same old. You know, it sounds good by itself, you know. Yeah, I forgot the melody. Right? But it sounds so much more magical, so much more like you have little elves in your keyboard, you know. You know, just doing magical things when you have those different sounds set up, you know. And again, the Lydian, that works very well at the end. So what I would do, right, the end of the song here, Lydian. Coming into the room, please introduce yourself. Please don't leave me here guessing and wondering who you people are. Stop hiding. Stop lurking at my content. Sitting there lurking in the shadows. Let me know who you are. Drop a comment. Say something. Be like, yo, what up, Chris? Thanks for all you do. Something. Let me know what's going on. Please. I'd like to know because it kind of helps who I'm talking to if I get some kind of interaction. So we have that. And another gospel thing, right? This is like, you know, if I didn't make it plain, because I didn't, this is the gospel portion of our production. All right, so, right, and then with gospel, you have this, right, 1/5, so it's an A flat, right? All right. So yeah, okay. There's something else that I do too. There's like a so you're walking up. It's like a man. I can't think of it now, but yeah, when I think too much, I forget things. But the point is here. So, right, depends on what's happening, right? So now this is the gospel part, right? And the chords you're doing are just based on 2, 5, and 1, 2, 5, and 1, right? And based on that melodic minor scale that I showed you. So, as a quick review for those of you that came through, aha! I'm a poet. I didn't know it. I need to slap because I rap. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, or this. Rather, it's this. It's so it's D, major, D flat major, right? With a flat, but with a flat third. So instead of playing the F, you play the E flat, right? So I'll do that, right? And the passes, right? You know, so this is, remember, you're doing churchy kind of stuff here. You could do churchy stuff, or you could do like CCM stuff, right? Because I still got just because I got the strings going on doesn't mean I'm just doing CCM stuff. You could do that with gospel too. I keep saying strings. Really, it's pad. My strings are down here. Yes, yes, Lord. We need your glory. All right, yeah, I should do that. All right, all right. ADD. Let's get back. So, all right, you have this here, right? And you know. So what I'm playing, right? So glad to be in the house of the Lord again. Came back from vacation, bless God. And, you know, half you in here because you think I was coming back today, but God is still good. Amen. Somebody give God a praise. So you can say something, right? And the same thing, right? So again, I'll slow it down. 2, 3. So my hands, right? How excellent and worthy. Yeah, 2. It sounds like that. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Okay, so what I'm doing is just with your when you learn your chords. I remember when I first started learning chords, first started playing everything, I wanted to just do like everything, right? So I'm putting the chords in, and they're as dense as life. No melody, just, you know, just. You know, and it's almost hard to make it sound crazy, but you want to keep your things light, especially when you're playing behind somebody. Because they're gonna be playing and you be playing, and they're talking, and they're like, you know, bless God. I just want to thank God for being, especially visiting preachers, like they don't know, you don't know, so they may say something, bless God, you know, and give you the look like, especially if they're a musician, you know, and like, bro, you're playing too much, you know, don't overplay. You want to keep the melody light and simple, right? Especially for talking or for worship or whatever. You can still do pretty things, but the point is to, you know, it's not a solo show. It's to support what they're saying. Because people don't really care what you're playing. They couldn't give a flying monkey's left knuckle. They don't care. They couldn't care less. But as soon as you start playing something, you start experimenting, then they care. They're gonna give you the funny look. They're gonna, you know, brother, you're too loud. So it's in Jamaican church. Man, play soft, no? Play soft. Little more, please. You know, and tell you to, you know, to not play loud, but you get your volume together. You'll get it. All right. So just think of this, right? 3 melody. And learn to get the chords with your left hand, the 1, 5, and the 7, or 1, 5, and 6, or, you know, even a 1, 5, and a 9. All right. And then when you're ending the phrase, depending on where you're going, right? This is like talk music or worship or whatever, right? Because again, you could be at the end of that song, Lord, I love you more than anything, right? All right. Or. So I'll throw some flares in here. So and depending on if the mood is really pensive and like just solemn, all right, so you have your And then now you can switch it up. Okay? So you're here, right? This is a part of A flat, so it'll take you to D flat, right? Gospel. Yeah, that works. And you bring everything to your lower register. You don't want to be unhappy, because, especially when you feel what you're feeling, you may think I'm being goofy, and I am partially, but when I first started playing, it's like, oh, I know all this stuff, so you stop paying attention to what's going on, you don't care, and then you start getting all, crazy with the chords. But think about it, where you're going. People may be, they're in a very worshipful state of mind. Right? Right? Something like that. Right? Lydian. If I had a bass track, you see what I'm saying? So, it could be out. So some of the things is that, what people don't realize is the effectiveness of just simple chords. I know that wasn't so simple what I was showing you, but building it up, if you're here from the beginning, you should have been late, you would be able to see what I'm saying, all right? As far as simple chords, you can have something very simple, but most of the things are going to revolve around the 4 chord, your 6 chord, and your 1 chord. Again, you can take it back to whatever key you want. It does not matter. The key of A, key of D. You have the same, key of A, right? Right? And you can switch back and forth. That's another trick I like to do, like in different keys. Just take the flat 6, flat 7, and 1. So in the key of A, you can take flat 6 and just go right back to the 1 chord, right? Flat 6, which would be, so A major is, all right, flat 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Flat 6 is F major, G major, and you can do this. Whatever you want to do, just think about your melody and what you're trying to build on, okay? There's another one here. You can take it to the key of B, right? D, I'm sorry. B minor, so I was thinking of D. All right. And yeah, there's that song, it's an old one. He's Able by Darwin Hobbs, I think, and Dietrich Haddon, right? Pull this down a little bit. So, and what they do in the beginning, yes, this is a great example of this. Man, no. I think it's in the key of, you know what? It's in all the keys, I think. it's in B, and then it goes up to like C and I'm thinking in the key of D, so it is in B, right? So the beginning, right? Right. And then he'll go in the beginning, right? Or rather this. Because a lot of times the scale that I was showing you, remember I was talking about this scale here, the Lydian scale, right? In the key of B, right? We have this Lydian scale here, and remember it's gonna a lot of times resolve to the one of where you're trying to go. All right, so it's in the key of B major, but the one in this case would be E, right? Or let's just call it the 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is E, but you have this F sharp, which is a major second, right, for E major. You in regular harmony, the major are going to be only the 1 chord, the 4 and the 5. In this case, you have a major 2, right? Which is really a major 5 for B. So, right? Abundantly. All you could ask or think. And then something like that. 1 chord and then 4 chord, 5 chord and then 6 chord. So you would do, and then they go to 4, right? So when it goes, what I wanted to show you, they go to the 4 chord, right? Is it? Or something like that. It's been so long. That's it. Don't give up on God. Okay, so yeah, so a lot of times again approaching that in this case it's 6 chord, right? So you got the 5. Remember I showed you before, right? So you have that 5 chord, and then you have this. So the funny thing is that rather, and you can go here to the 5 chord. So 5 chord here. You can have the 3 in B to the 6 or the 7th chord, right? A flat 7. No, 6 chord, sorry. Flat 7 would be here. So the 6 chord, right? So now the same pattern, 4, 5, 6. So again, when you're running things like that, 4 chord, 5 chord, and then you have your 6 chord. A lot of what you want to concentrate on again is what kind of melody you're trying to play and stuff. And then we can go, I'll try this. Yeah, okay. Yeah, again, with the arpeggio. So that bell sound that I have there is coming from this over here. And we can keep that going. It's way up on the top. So again, with your worship chords, pay attention to your melody and the melody how you're trying to support it. All right, you want to get your chords down and stuff, but you don't have to play every single note that you actually learned. When you're playing stuff, and like even what I was showing you before, a lot of it, like when I'm like, I want to use the word vibing, but I'm playing in church, so I have to use another word. It's the old one we used to say. What is it called? Like I was vibing in church, bro. No, it's when you're flowing or whatever, the person is just singing it, and they doing whatever they're doing. So, but a lot of it is built around the suspended, just whatever key you're in, it's whatever. It's still gonna be around the suspended. And this is D flat, right? And so okay. And with little harmonic or melodic rather tricks, like in D flat I'm on the 5, right? I'll pull this bell down a little bit. Alright. Alright. So I'm setting this up. So I can go here, alright, I'm 5. And you're thinking the leading tone is the C. C is a leading tone to go to. But it's a leading tone. You can say, all right, I can go back to D flat. I can go home, take my kicks off and chill. Excuse me, or you can just go, all right. All right, D flat. But I'm playing B minor. So B flat minor. Notice. Just what's called dyads. Somebody had argued with me on here with the dyads. All right, look. I got all my education from Wikipedia, right? I went straight there and they told me what a dyad is. And now we got Chat GPT, so I think it agrees. But a dyad is a 2-note chord, right? Dyad, all right? But people don't really say it much, so you got the music nerds on here that want to fight me on on the stuff. So you got these here, the dyads you're playing, all right? So. And then now you got, like a lot of times the fancy stuff you can actually do whenever somebody's talking and making a joke or whatever, right? Like too many strings. Right? Yeah, so I'm going to a 2-chord. Right, there's a couple ways I can do that to go to a 2-chord. Right, somebody's talking, and they yammering on about whatever they're saying. Sometimes they make a little joke, whatever. Try to be funny like me, right? And then so you have this. Okay, you're playing what you're playing, and the half step walk down works nice. Haha, I made a joke. So, and then 2. What that is just basically, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. There's a couple ways to look at that, but anyway, so, and you're just playing this chord here. Yeah, that's what this would be. And then, yeah, so it would be a G chord, but you're not really gonna play it, So basically, right, and then you end up here, and then you're on your 2 chord, right, on your F, your E flat minor. So you start off with the F, B flat, E flat, A flat. So this here is gonna set you up with a 2 chord, right? All right. You could do, right. So yeah, you can do that too, right? Depending on where in the service you are. But again, it's just about the feel and what you're trying to do. So, no. Well, you could do that. All right. And then those are the things you could do. You go to a 6 chord, a 2 chord, a 5 chord, 5, 6, and then that's your flat 7 chord, right? Is a replacement for a 4 chord, or you can just go right to it by just doing something like. And these are the things that you can mess around with and just do all day. And some of those, I'm not going to show you some of those things because they get a little bit advanced. But the point, like somebody's talking, you're just trying to create stuff that just sounds good in the background. And what sounds good, these folks don't care. They just know they either they're paying you or you're there and you're playing what you're playing, and it sounds good because it has a melody to it. If I give you chords and I say, hey, play these chords, F sharp 5 sharp 9 chord, or whatever, and you have no context, and a B flat sharp 5 sharp 9 chord, E sharp 5 sharp 9 chord, it's not really going to make sense just by itself and just throwing stuff out at you. But you're doing it within the context of what you're trying to achieve. And all the stuff that I have here, they're just for different things. Remember, your what do you call it? Your contemporary stuff, I was showing you before. All right. You want to keep it simple. I would go longer and do some other things with y'all, but I really gotta write an email. Somebody, some work I have to get done, but I'm supposed to do that like 2 hours ago, but I'm having so much fun, so. I feel like I'm talking to myself because no one wants to comment in the comment section. Y'all must not like me much, but that's okay. At least drop a hi. At least drop a, yo, you're whack. I don't like you. Get off of YouTube. Even if it's negative, I don't care. Say something. Say hello. Hopefully you don't say that because my feelings get hurt easily. I'm a real sensitive guy. I can even make you feel bad, and about how sensitive I am with the music I play. Or rather, yeah, do in G. There's a little bit too much delay on there, but you can adjust some of the delay and stuff. But if I don't get anything else across to you, the simple open chords, like here in the key of G, are gonna be like just diatonic, meaning that they stick to G, right? And then the other chords, if there's anything crazy, we're gonna play it with the gospel flair and stuff like that. And whatever you add to it, there has to be tasteful in a way. It's because it sounds good to you, and the way to get it to sound good to you is to find a melody, and then you have harmonies and stuff like that will go along with it. But the best thing I can tell you to do is practice your inversions, of all your chords and stuff, and your major one, your minor two, in key of C, key of whatever, and you'll be good to go. These things will come to you. There's a bunch of lessons, a bunch of stuff on chords out there, but some of the best ways to learn is during like the worship part, like at the end, like I was showing you before. It helps you to improvise, because churches, a lot of it is improvisation, right? And then also, my wrist is sweating. I got this Apple Watch on. This strap is like rubber, but it's like a sweatband. It locks in. I gotta wash this thing like every day. It's not because I'm nasty, it's just because I'm sweaty. So yeah. But anyway, that's what you want to do. You want to just continue to do that kind of stuff. All right, guys. I hope this has been a blessing to you. I wouldn't know because anybody left a comment in the comment section. No one left nothing. And I'm gonna say hi to y'all. I'm gonna kick this off. Hi guys. Bye guys. I'm about to get off. All right. Well, I hope this has helped y'all. Been a blessing to you and your family and your playing and such and so forth and what have you. And if it hasn't and you like what I did, just hit the like button twice, man. And I wouldn't be mad at you. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, peeps, God bless, and I will see you in the next video or stream. I might even be on TikTok. I might do this tomorrow again on TikTok. I don't know. Depends how the spirit moves. Bless God. I've been on here for an hour and 23 minutes.